Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. I had a nice little morning. Woke up to the birds chirping like 2 minutes before my alarm went off, which is it's just pleasant. I had one of those weird situations last night where I had a dream within a dream, where you like are having a dream and then you wake up from the dream inside your dream still. So like I was having I honestly can't even remember where I was in the first dream, but I remember it being an unsettling experience. Oh yeah, that's right. I was giving a bodywork session to one of my old clients, like from ages and ages ago. And for some reason, there were two people on the table at the same time. Anyway, it was like a nightmare scenario for a body worker or for anybody in the service industry, because client was super unhappy and she's one of my favorite clients. I genuinely miss her. And I woke up in my childhood bed, like not the orientation that the bed was in the last time that I was there, but like from whenever I was a child, and I have bunk beds. So like, and then I was like, oh, I can go back to sleep because I'm still, I'm in bed, I'm safe, there's nothing wrong. And I just went back to sleep in my own dream. It was weird. Anyway, we're back, Canto 6, and it's time to put that cringe nerd Wild Hunt Heathcliff in his place. We're going to the rooftop. We're just gonna jump right back in. This absolutely badass. We finally got to see Virgilius unpack and fight for real, for real. It's very, very satisfying to witness. I did my mirror dungeons this week, right after the patch. Over the weekend, I went to the beach with my little one, and on the way there, I'm in the car, and my partner was driving. So like, I just have nothing to do but watch, a kids movie that I've seen a bajillion times. So I just decided to go through my mirror dungeons, and man, going through the mirror dungeons with this squad is such a quality of life improvement. Like, we just kind of face roll through the whole thing. It's very satisfying to like finish one of the smaller encounters in a single turn. We've currently built ourselves a near frictionless environment, and it's satisfying to play. I've just realized I'd forgotten something in my morning routine. And I forgot to grab water before I clicked the go button on stream, so I'm gonna need to, like, take a quick break after this fight's done. Complete and total extermination. Nailed it. Okay, I'm gonna take just a quick teensy tiny little break. I'll be right back.
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
Okay, I'm back. All right. Onwards to the roof. The gold bell. So, how are there two golden bows here? I mean, it's a rich family manor, but it's not like they're a corporation or a syndicate. One was acquired by Linton, who spent nearly all of his fortune on it, and I wonder how he got his hands on the second one. It is possible that there may have been an involvement of a third party that helped Linton and Catherine. With what information we gathered from his ASIA, all evidence seems to point to Director Herman of N-Corp being our third party. Right. Hiring former ring researchers of all people. It's not something you see every day. So you have all been traveling with Heathcliff, collecting the golden bows, yes? Yes. Then you must have had to fight so many people in your journey. I suppose every day has been like a battlefield. We've all seen more than enough of our share of battles. Can't say I disagree with that comparison, except we have tasted nothing but victory so far. Otis, I see. So, why are you looking for the golden bows? Boredom. Well, maybe it'll lead us to loads of money? Aha! Because that, it is an act of justice. It's all just part of our contracts. I don't know what they're planning to do with the golden bows, though. So none of you even know why you're collecting the golden bows? Aren't you scared, Heathcliff? Doing everything the company asks you to do without asking a single question? Do you ever worry about what comes next? Nelly, I've always had a singular goal. We all do, because Clockhead keeps reminding us of our individual goals. So, no, I've never been afraid. I could hear the faint sound of horse hooves echoing from above us. And now I have but one goal. We have to go after that git. We can't let him take Catherine to the rooftops where the golden bow is. But isn't it too late now? We are slow, yet he is swift. Virgilius bought us this opportunity. He must have had to sacrifice something of his to get here. He made that decision for our sake. I will not waste this chance. This is the only way to the rooftops, right? Yes. Ugh, that bastard keeps sending those dregs after us. What we need isn't the strength to defeat them. What we need is a little time. Faust, I'm asking this out of pure curiosity, but do ask. There's got to be a good reason my head is, of all things, in the shape of a clock, right? It could be said that its shape was not determined randomly and without intent, as every shape is followed by concepts and symbols that adhere to the laws of causality. And the golden bow has powers that I'm yet to be aware of. You are not asking a question, you are asking for confirmation. If that's the case, simply do as you will, as one seeks the stars in the night sky. If I can, I mean, my clock, or the golden bow, or whichever it is, can turn back time, then what's there to say that I can't accelerate it or shorten it? Besides, I did not want my Heathcliff to be tied down to the past like the Heathcliff from the other world was. Golden Bow Resonance. We're doing a Hero Nakamura. Whoa! Do you feel that? We're faster. Fast enough to outrun our enemies. This is not temporal acceleration, to be precise. It would be more accurate to say that we are in a temporal deceleration field that slows everything except us within a certain radius. Whatever it is, we'll catch up to him in no time. Oi, Clockhead, is this your doing? I think so. The sinners could have complained that this would have been very helpful a while ago, but I had nothing to say to them. Even I didn't know that I had access to such a power. I just began to feel the possibility out of nowhere. Everyone I've gone through in my life either ignored me, scorned me, or simply lost the plot before we even had the chance to build anything. It was always a mess. But you, Clockhead, what is wrong with you? What are you still hold on hope for me? I have no idea, honestly. You needn't go this far for my sake. The company won't give two shots about any of this. The other sinners won't either. So what are you trying so hard? I mean, we genuinely have done this for everybody in the group. And you're no exception, Heathcliff. You're a box we have to tick to move on to the next section of the video game. I don't deserve any of it. I hope he gets better from here on out, seriously, because he's been obnoxious as fuck. Heathcliff, focus! He's getting away! Bollocks. Let's crack on for now. If he stops interjecting, saying something or asking something that we've already had the answer to, if he stops being such a dingus, I will warm up to Heathcliff even more. He's slightly less of a dingus than he was before, but he's still throughout this entire canto has been obnoxious as hell. Stop. I won't let you get away this time. Give my Catherine back, you git. Even if you were to pursue me, even if you were to grab me, it will change nothing. Catherine has already left you. That is the most undeniable truth, isn't it? Shovel up the soil and exhume her body for all you want, but this is an immutable truth. His eyes, when he does his eyes like that, I can't. There she lies, wearing an ineffable, ethereal smile. She always is. I know, but I'm trying my damnedest to change it, so shut up and... Oh, change it! Yeah. It's the best I have, and his face inspires even more cringe than I'm able to put off. Allow me to relieve you of your struggle. You will suffer, longing for her as much as eternity permits, searching for Catherine, who is long gone from this world, until your heart finds peace. Every strand of despair leads to the same answer. At the end of every path, you will mutter to yourself that once your repentance is complete, you shall lie beside her in that coffin with your cold, still heart. Look at his eyes. His fucking eyes. Ooh. I can't take him seriously. I merely mean to lift the years of that suffering from your shoulders. Join the other Heathcliffs in their trail of penitence, and I shall grant you the early peace of your heart that you so deserve. Sort of. I don't need your shy idea of peace. Genuinely, this is one of the few interactions I've had where I'm like, my Heathcliff is based on this. Fuck this other Heathcliff, he's so cringe. That's not how I want to find my peace. I wonder if you would say the same thing, even with the revelation that all of this is exactly what Catherine wanted. I mean, I'm not buying it. I mean, it's possible. I could see, like, this is a manifestation of Catherine's, like, true and genuine desire, because Catherine wanted Heathcliff to suffer to the extent that she had to suffer. And, you know, people who are lovers scorned or whatever, they have a way of being just horrible to people that they genuinely loved. So I could see that. I could see that, you know, being the case. Everyone loves this canto and gives it 100 passes on plot hole. I mean, like, this canto is okay. I gotta say that the Jim Butcher's Dresden Files did the Wild Hunt better and had Santa Claus in it too. So like, they nailed the twofer. I don't know. This Wild Hunt is fine. It's fine. Virgilius is cool. I think he's probably the best part of this canto. But I don't know. Heathcliff be doing Heathcliff things. Be cringe. Okay, so we select the Sapling of Light ability button at the top right. Select the ability that we want to use. We probably only have the one. Press the confirmation button to activate the Sapling of Light ability. It could be used as long as there are remaining activations. Remaining activations are reset every day. What do they do? Half the speed of all enemies. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. We'll probably, there's going to be a situation, I'm sure, where we absolutely have to use that, but for now, I don't think we need that. No, that's one-sided. Oh, we'll pull this one in, and that makes this a one-sided guard, and then we'll pull that in. Kick his ass, Mama Otis. Shields. They got shields. It's never really expected that you get one of those per day, depending on what stage you're on. So like story stages get one, MD gets one, other challenges get one. Oh, I see. I mean, I probably won't be doing any of that unless it's absolutely necessary. Unless they literally twist my arm. Turn her to paste. Stamp of Vengeance. Beat his ass. Neutral, unopposed, unopposed. Okay, so now we're kind of at a weird spot, right? Because we've got like no purples to use, and most of these are unopposed. So for big boy Heathcliff, he's actually defending, but all of the others are unopposed. So yeah, we'll do that. Can we pull in this? Yeah, pull in that. And then let's pull in one more. There we go. Well, it's time to unpack. Level 2. Damn, so much damage. I love you, Mama Otis. I love that he's got 5 stacks of 18 strength bleed. Yeah, that tracks. Okay, so it looks like he's resummoned the Wild Hunt Chuds. Oh, this is just gonna give Mama Otis more opportunities to unpack the sword. $36. Yeah, here come my hair coupons. Cringe ass. Little bitch. I wouldn't say this canto is my favorite. I mean, we haven't seen the end of the story, but like, I really liked the last canto, Ishmael's canto. Up until this point, the finale to Ishmael's canto was just peak. It was just really good. So I don't know. Like, there's a lot of good here, but I would say that it's okay. It's alright. It's good. Yeah, it's fine. Complete and total extermination? Kablowy. Well, I was like, well, I guess nobody else gets to do their attacks because, oh, whoops, we killed everybody. Oh, it's time to unpack. And Levitine's out. Gut stab. It's good. It's I think it like it tone matches. Like I think it's a pretty decent like match for the tone of the situation. I like the violin especially in these kind of like dark situations, these kind of like darker settings. I mean, what had happened is that Wild Hunt Heathcliff basically just like everybody gangs up on the guy with literally one hit point. Come on, guys, this is unnecessary. Let's gang up on Heathcliff. But I think it's a pretty solid vibe overall. I'd say you know, it's like I said, I think it feels really serious. It's trying to take like a very serious tone, which I respect. I appreciate that. At the same time, I do prefer a bit more whimsy in like my favorite songs in this in the trilogy that I've played so far have been songs like the Tomeri song. You know, where it's like Love Town. I don't know, like Love Town is so cute and so whimsical. I like the Oswald song as well. Like I've liked a lot of like the really high pitched singular vocals that have like a bit of a silly backup. This is a vibe, like I get it, and it's taking a very serious tone, but it feels to me like kind of what's the term, like emo? It's like Evanescence light, like Diet Evanescence. It feels like to me. Give Catherine back. She is forever lost. Her consciousness is broken, scattered to 1,000 places. Shut up! You'll have to do much worse than make me give up. You'll have to do much worse to make me give up. God. Heathcliff, the Earlking, falls to his knees like a little bitch. We were less than 10 paces from the rooftop. We had to stop him from going up the stairs, no matter what. Get his ass, Merceau. He's bound. I cannot hold him with these chains for much longer. Neutralize the target as soon as possible. It hasn't even reached maximum whimsy. Well, then that's your problem right there. Is like I need to know the song's whimsy quotient. The WQ, if you will. I'll knock that wretch unconscious. It's one of my many lesser-known skills of butlers. It's one of the many lesser-known skills of butlers to keep their foes neutralized. Dante, our foremost priority should be finding out who it was that showed the Earlking Heathcliff about Heathcliff and Catherine's in every world. The one who opened his eyes to the mirror worlds. I see now. Faust, you only have the potential to know all things, not the knowledge of all things. If that statement pertains to me, then yes. But that is... I suppose I'll find out when it's your turn. One thing at a time. Faust, let's think about this from the very start. Understood. The very first question we must ask is how Catherine suddenly gained a keen interest in studying the mirror world. Considering that she had led a relatively normal life before Heathcliff's departure, this behavior seems highly irregular. So it's pretty much a given that there was someone acting behind the scenes, edging her on. Ooh. Indeed. Someone who handed the mirror to Catherine, leading her to create the laboratory. Someone who had to have invited Earlking Heathcliff to this manor. It must be someone close to Catherine, someone who she heavily relied on. Executive Manager, if you would allow me to voice a few suspicions, do you recall what Nellie said when we first discovered the golden bow in the basement? There! Is that the golden bow you were looking for? Right, she did say that. Executive Manager, she couldn't have known that we were actively seeking the golden bows. We never shared that information with her. The only thing she should have known is that at that stage is what Catherine's will stated, that she was leaving the golden bow to Heathcliff. And when we encountered the dead rabbits in the corridor, she claimed that the word on the street is we must be wary of dead rabbits with red eyes. But, as you're well aware yourself, in the streets, their eyes would not have had any color. Right. She wasn't even at an angle where she could see their eyes. It can only mean that she was already aware of the fact before we encountered them. Nellie, don't let Nellie anywhere near Heathcliff. But we were too late. Now ascend to the rooftops, Heathcliff. Nellie, what are you talking to him? Do you still not understand? It was Nellie who invited me to this manor. She summoned me here, gave me information I needed to utterly destroy that fool Endley. Oh, and it was Nellie who introduced me to that girl Isabella. Do not ask me why, for the answer is quite plain. Because we were both tired of enduring. Earlking Heathcliff, now freed by Nellie's hand. No! Disappeared to the rooftop of the manor. Well, we're just gonna have to go beat his ass again. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, cause Wild Hunt Heathcliff is a bitch. A basic one at that. Nellie, you betrayed me. This manor has never been on your side, not even once. Clearly we were all miserable, so we decided to become more miserable. And Heathcliff, I find it rather vexing that you would use the expression betrayal. Heathcliff slowly approaches Nellie. I can't imagine the depth of betrayal he must be feeling. Tell me why. You've really changed, Heathcliff. The old you wouldn't have bothered to ask a single question before swinging that big club at my skull. I'm asking because it's you! You are really after destroy even our childhood. Heathcliff, what are you most afraid of? I wasn't afraid of the ghost that Miss Catherine claimed to have seen. I wasn't afraid of the tempest that sometimes shook this manor, or how violent Mr. Hindley would get when he was drunk. Until one day I became afraid. I became afraid of an old woman whose heart and body were aged beyond their years. I was afraid that an old woman who suffered because of you, Heathcliff, and Miss Catherine in every world. Round and round you and Miss Catherine went, both plagued by the hatred, the misunderstandings, the terrible obsessions. And I, in every world, was always dragged under that wheel of destruction, suffering and struggling to my last haggardly breath, again and again and again. The worst thing was that all of us were ignorant of our doomed fates. I hadn't even an inkling that the two of you were consuming every minute of my life, little by little. So I showed it to her too. I told her that it was a mirror shard that showed to the beholder whatever their heart wished to see. The glass shards can make countless cracks in the hearts of humans. It shakes the very foundation of one's existence. The knowledge of mirror worlds can suck the meaning out of every struggle. Everything that one has worked for their entire life, and plants the seeds of doubt in their heart. Doubts about the very path one seeks to take in their life. It's enough to make them attempt to meddle with themselves and other worlds, believing that this is the right thing to do. If someone had showed Nellie that mirror, then that must have been precisely their intended outcome. Yet a mirror technology that allows for such a high degree of interactivity must be... Then everything began to unravel all on its own. She conversed with someone on the other end of the mirror for a long time, someone who was suffering as much as she was. Then the laboratory began to take shape. she must have known in her wildest dreams. She never once doubted me, even as she closed her eyes, forevermore in that coffin, as naive as any other sheltered child, a caged bird. I suppose it was only naivete, but also her own temperament. She was the kind of person who always had to be the center of everything. But please, do not deny every memory we shared together. The pity I felt for you as they abused you, wishing that wishing that you would live your best life, a life better than anyone else's, were all my honest feelings. I mean, I think the mirror just kind of drove her insane. That's the only thing that really makes sense, right? Is that she kind of went kooky dukes because the mirror. It stands to reason. I mean, I feel like if I had access to the like goggles that let you see into other people's lives, parallel universe versions of yourself, I think that might drive me crazy too. A lot of miles today? How many miles did you walk? I mean, walking implies a slow pace. Also, welcome. I hope you're feeling well, some guy. Make sure you stretch. Drink a lot of water. Yeah, I mean, that's why I said drink a lot of water. It's not a great season for spending leisure time outside. So far, we've been super lucky in the position where we are. It's also been pretty nice. Hey, how you doing, Meat Muncher? You got the full middle team. That's true. I did get the full middle team. Although I had been saving for a while and I had not invested any of my boxes. Whatever the like custom boxes. So I just bought the middle team. My favorite character was Otis of the middle, and people told me that the middle team has synergy. So I was like, all right, why not? I'm just gonna buy everybody who's in the middle and uptie them to max. A woman stands before us. Her body and mind are spent, weighed down and sinking into the oblivion of time. Sure. There was an odd desire in Nellie's eyes. Perhaps it was envy, or perhaps it was anticipation. She gave me a mirror, most beautiful, most alluring. It was as gorgeous as a lovely manicure. Nellie shuddered, caught by an ineffable emotion. She mutters in a cold, detached voice. There, I saw the kind of life that was laid out before me. Heathcliff leaped backward away from the sudden metallic noise, but it was too late. The chains that exploded from Nellie's suitcase wrapped around Heathcliff's arm. I refuse to be bound by you and the miss. It's done. Though Heathcliff's movements may be restricted, maybe there's a way to use that against Nellie. +2 damage up. Well, yeah, this is probably not going to be good for her. Otis is probably the strongest character in the game right now if you have the middle team. I'm genuinely surprised at how much I enjoy Ricardo Heathcliff. Like I've really had a lot of fun with Ricardo Heathcliff. Like every single time he runs up and yells, "My hair coupons!" and then lays the smack down on somebody for like 300 damage in a single attack. It feels good. I like it. Yeah, I'm down to get some Wild Hunt dialogue, because I've been not using Wild Hunt Heathcliff. The more I see like Mirror World Wild Hunt Heathcliff, the more I'm like, Jesus, he's so cringe, and I don't want to use him. she just also like she just upscales so hard with a mirror with this group. Having everybody uptied to maximum changes their defense to the best skill that they have. It's just they're just incredibly strong, and their synergy is so insane. I'll gouge out your contemptuous eyes. Yeah, he sounds cringe as fuck. All that dialogue. It's I think if I was swapping in Wild Hunt Heathcliff and having to suffer through having him on my team, I would probably be irritated. I would probably be contemptuous even at the fact that that's all I get for, like, that line is all I get for using him. He calls the butlers dishwashers. That's kind of shitty considering how much of a scrub he is. Miss Catherine was difficult from time to time, but I do not wish to deny even the times we spent together. I even miss the late Mr. Earnshaw Sr. from time to time. No, I never lived a life full of hate, animosity. I'm just struggling desperately to change my destiny. To get here, I worked myself to the bone, trained and worked harder than anyone else to become a chief butler. It seems like in Nellie's attempts to struggle free of her destiny, she's only like burrowed herself deeper into it, because look at where she is and who she's surrounded by and who she's serving. And she's destroying herself for exactly the same thing that she was trying to escape from. The more she struggled, the harder she got swept up into it. Thank you for the hydrate, Greed. I don't know, it shows a lack of self-awareness on Nellie's part, but, you know, she's not a real human, so. Move. You still endeavor to reach the rooftops? I must tell you, this is a fruitless effort. That other Heathcliff is already there. And that is how the tale shall end. This is the better ending, isn't it? You two couldn't even summon the smallest courage to talk to one another. Stop it. You two always believed everything I told you without even one iota of doubt. Every little twist, every little nudge I made in my tales, taken as truth. No, miss, he hasn't sent you any letters, though I'm quite certain that he must be living a good life somewhere out there. I'll send the invitation, miss. It's still the same Heathcliff who didn't even bother to write you, but when he sees this, he'll have no choice but to return to this manor. Well, I don't recall her ever opening a letter. Seriously, once she has her mind set on something, no one could convince her otherwise. No one. You two have mired more people than you could imagine in your business, yet you do not even talk to one another, nor do you ask questions. You dumb bitch! You're like, these, she's literally like setting Heathcliff's letters on fire, and she's like, they don't even fucking talk to each other. They don't even communicate with each other. Ridiculous. A complete and total lack of self-awareness. And then her being like, God, I hate being in the middle, and is literally just tossing the letters in the trash. Idiot, dumb. This is low IQ behavior. I know, the bell curve's not real science or whatever, but still she's dumb and is making me mad. Do you really believe that you even deserve to move on with such slothfulness? No more. This tale ends here. All right. Bite the curb, please, Nellie. This whole Kanto feels forced as fuck to me. This, like, she doesn't make sense as a character. Like, she doesn't make sense. Like, all of her justifications, all of her reasoning, they don't track logically. They just don't. It makes no sense. The only thing that makes sense is that she gazed and left the Earlking, had already disappeared into the rooftops. The only chance Virgilius gave us, the awakening, I managed with my clock. The very last of Heathcliff's hopes. Yeah, it's over. It's not over, Heathcliff. Come on, bucko. Buck up, buckaroony. Endless vortex of colors, mixing into a sludge. A splash of gray paint over the heart that once gleamed violet. A splash of bloody red paint. Splashes of faded color. Again and again until there was nothing but blackness. Unseen by all. Unnecessary to anyone. The color of the pitch black night. The color of the back streets. Another power outage. Huh. Where did Heathcliff go? Yeah, he disappeared all of a sudden. What are you talking about? I'm right here. A predictable ending, is it not? He returned to the back streets, the place where our dear Heathcliff belongs. Poor Heathcliff. Once again he turns his tail, tasting nothing but defeat and despair. She exists to try to make Catherine not the bad guy. I mean, Catherine is in this case the bad guy. She's done like human sacrifice villain shit. Like, it doesn't matter why she did it. She did human sacrifice villain shit, and she did it for one reason. She did it because of Nellie's neglect to share the whereabouts of Heathcliff and Heathcliff's letters. But she also did that. She did that. It doesn't matter, like, if, like, I understand, like, conceptually, like, a lie strips someone of their free will. When you lie to someone, you take away their free will. That's why I don't lie. Like, 99.9% of my life, I tell the truth. Sometimes there's just no reason to, like, tell somebody the truth if it's going to be incredibly painful and, like, I don't know. There are victimless lies, but I look at lies like debt, and I always try to stay liquid. At the end of the day, though, like, a lie does strip somebody to a certain extent of their free will because they're not acting on factual information. So in this case, I could make the argument, somebody could make the argument that Catherine, to an extent, has lost her free will and is therefore acting in another way. But any other way that doesn't involve human sacrifices would be okay. She's literally doing, like, mass human sacrifices so that she can liquefy people to imprint IDs onto them so that she can bring an end to all things. That's villain shit. You don't get a pass on that. Sorry. Stop it. Oh, I don't want to hear any more of it. It's a lazy attempt to make it bittersweet when normally this would seem toxic relationship. I would agree that, I mean, like, Heathcliff did himself hear her say that she wasn't going to marry him. She wasn't even going to give him a shot because of his status, right? She said those words. Him leaving is justified and makes perfect sense. I would have done the same thing. But on top of all of that, her being like, I wish Heathcliff would come back. Well, he's not coming back, I guess. Time to kill everyone. Like, what? Wait, what? I feel like you skipped some steps there. Pitiful, isn't he? He would not have changed one bit, no matter how much time he spent in your company. Look at Heathcliff, the Earlking. Heathcliff, the devil. The very same end that awaits Heathcliff. I disagree. You probably can't hear a thing I'm saying, but I still do. Because I'm hurting. I don't want to be here anymore. That's valid. So I must marry Lytton in the end, because it would degrade me to marry Heathcliff now. Oh, bloody hell, that's this memory again. Kathy and Nellie must be talking about me in that room. I have to get out of here. If I stayed to listen, my heart will crack and fall apart until it completely shatters. And this bloody clock noise is back. It could only mean that time's passing no matter how much I suffer. But will waiting letting time pass change anything? What difference would it? Fine, I'll wait a little. So shut up and... Marrying Lytton would give me the means to help Heathcliff. I could make him a better person. So he must never know the immense love I have for him. No, this time. I don't want to shut this open door. I'm still scared. Terrified even, but... Kathy, I'm sorry. I've disappointed you. Because I was too afraid to hear your true feelings. I know this future is a future that will never come true, not for us. I'll wreck everything with my hesitation. I disagree. I hurt more than just us. I hurt Nellie too. I'll have to start fixing the things I've wrecked. Because I don't want my Heathcliff to live the rest of his life in regret. That is why, despite everything, I want Heathcliff to forge onto that rooftop. Those flowers bloom in places like desolate moors or steep cliffsides, so they may appear more lonely than anything else in the world. Do you want to know why I still love this flower the most? All other flowers lose their colors and fade as they wither away, but this flower, even as it withers and wilts, remains the same color. So when you're gone, I will dry these flowers and decorate my room with them. Well, like, make rings of them flowers. Don't say something so foolish. Why would I ever leave you? So stupid. I never once realised what she meant by those words. Everything you've ever said, Catherine, was an expression of love. Oi, I'm back. It's like, I'm here. It makes me think of my own toxic breakup. I mean, yeah, they were toxic breakups for a reason. Where the hell did you go? You blipped out of existence when the lightning struck in. Are you okay, Heathcliff? No, it hurts. It still hurts like hell, but I will move past you and make my way to the rooftop, Nelly. You're what? Heathcliff, the Earlking, will not be my future. You, him, you both had access to every knowledge but made the same choices anyway. Not me. I'm gonna make a different choice. Thank you so much for looking after us, Nelly. It must have been very hard. Among the 3 individuals mentioned in Miss Catherine's will, since Hindley and Linton are both now clearly deceased, it could be said, at least on paper, the ownership of Worthing Heights has been transferred to Heathcliff. I'll give you a new future, Nelly. I'll give you freedom. So start writing as you will. Write your own tale, or whatever else you wish to do. With that, Heathcliff left Nelly behind and began making his way to the rooftop. Nelly collapsed to the floor, making an odd noise that sounded like a mixture of laughter and sobbing. I'm free to go? I've been freed? And I can finally... Hell are you lot doing down there, fapping about? Fapping about? Faffing about? Come on up. For the first time, I really have no idea what you're thinking right now. Thinking? I don't really think that old, mate. That's true. He is unga bunga to the max. I just clearly know what I have to do. That's all. I like the nicer Heathcliff. When he's like, I don't understand, and when I don't understand, it makes me angry, and when I'm angry, I'll smash things. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But if he decides to develop as a character, then I'll be happier reading his dialogue. I get y'all's complaints. However, I shall still be stalwart of my defense of this canto till my dying breath. We're not attacking your canto, buddy. It's part of the same game that I'm enjoying, that I'm sitting here playing, and that I'm planning to 100%. So, you know, I do think that, you know, I think what I think, right? And I have my opinions and my perceptions about different aspects of it, and you're welcome to disagree with that. But in no way do I want to take down your canto or take it away from you. It takes all kinds to make the world go round, and I'm delighted that, you know, things like this exist, where you can have your favorites and I can have my favorites, and we can both enjoy the same game. Earlking Heathcliff awaits us on the rooftop, just as Faust expected. The powerful and oppressive energy that surrounded him had only grown more ferocious since our last encounter. This must be because of the golden bow and the purer form of humanity. Heathcliff watches us stumbling up the stairs through our exhaustion. He lowers Catherine's coffin to the rooftop floor. What a sorry ending to this tale, is it not? You have no idea the lengths I've gone to destroy both Hindley and Linton. How much I have pushed myself to the brink again and again. I mean, couldn't you have just, like, stabbed Linton and Hindley? Either of them? You could have just boop, and that's it, they're dead. What are you talking about? This is my own heaven. It is finally within my reach. Heaven? This shot is your idea of heaven? Look again, you're in hell, right in the middle of it. When I heard the news of Catherine's passing, I began to see her face in all things. Even my very own face brought back her memories. Everything in the world became an unending reminder of who Catherine once was. A reminder of the fact that she once existed, only to be forever lost because of me. His face, those eyes, only to be lost forever because of me. So, to breathe, to let my heart beat,
I had to think of nothing but that singular wish. That burning, unchanging desire. My wish.
To kill every Heathcliff in the world.
Yes, that singular wish is the ultimate proof of my love. Through my campaign, I've seen so many versions of Heathcliff. Some grew wrathful, some begged for mercy for their lives. But in the end, they all admitted that they all had to perish for the good of Catherine, and willingly forfeited their lives. I found no pleasure in my work. How could I, when I made it my mission to slay those poor, wretched souls, when all of them died, so alone, unloved by all that is living in the world? Did you know that no one ever weeps for Heathcliff's death? So the task falls to me to bury them, to shed my tears for them. Yet only silence shall attend my own demise.
I mean, you built your life that way. I mean, just look at you. Look at the way you speak. I mean, like,
no, your method's all wrong. Of course, I would have given anything to make Catherine happy. Anything, but even you, who saw the possibilities of every world, missed something. What do you mean? You said that in every world, Catherine and Heathcliff were destined to be miserable, didn't you? But we could have been happy. We just missed the smallest key to happiness. No, no such world exists because of me. No, us because of our existence. Catherine will. Bloody hell, I'm telling you that it's got nothing to do with our existence. The problem was that I wanted to believe that it was. All I had to do was to get over my embarrassment. That little fear, I just had to scrounge up the smallest morsel of courage to open the door and talk to her.
it's true. It's literally like, hey, have you tried actually talking to the person you're interested in?
No, it's too scary. I'd rather drape myself in leather and dark clothes and kill every version of myself across the entire multiverse.
Come on, man. Just fucking talk to her.
But how will you prove your theory when we have nothing left to prove it with? When my Catherine is long gone? Right. I can't change the past like you said. I can't prove it to you either. Maybe none of this matters in the end, and Catherine might never wake up again no matter what I do, but I'm here anyway, on this rooftop. Do you understand what that means? You, me, we're both wretches, I understand that, but I refuse to break like you did, leaping from world to world, seeking to kill everyone that you deem to be the cause of that misery. No matter how broken my heart has become, your speech rings hollow, Heathcliff, for the outcome is already decided. I will end your wife and weep over the next world to do the same.
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Heathcliff pulled the golden bow from the roof of the manor where it was installed as a lightning rod.
Huh, your struggle is meaningless. You cannot destroy the golden bow.
I can't destroy it, no, but I can stop it from working.
You mean to kill me? You...
No, I will stab myself, just as you wished.
You're... what?
Oh, I see. I don't exactly understand why, but this golden bow being imbued with lightning is a necessary part of your plan, isn't it? What if I just drained its powers? That'd cock up your grand scheme, won't it? Wait, how do you even know that, Heathcliff? Oh, I ain't educated, but you know I'm good at sniffing these things out.
Heathcliff!
Relax, Dante. We'll just pick him back up. Don't worry.
Catherine, I'm back. Please open the door.
Why? Why did you stab yourself? Is this how you wanted this to end?
Because I need Kathy in every corner of this manor to hear my call. From what I've seen, the golden bow connects the hearts together. Look, I'm fine by the seat of my trousers here.
that's reasonable. It's like, actually, I'm just winging it, so could you just, like, let me cook for a second? What are you...
Catherine has become Worthing Heights itself. I don't understand how that happened, but if she saw the same mirror that Nellie and this git peered into, and if her heart was the same as mine all along, I feel like I'd know what kind of choice she made. Now that I think back on it, from the moment we set our foot on this manor, Wuthering Heights kept pushing me away while the diary continued to soothe me. We were never honest, Kathy. Both of us. Heathcliff, what are you talking about? The diary flips through its pages until it comes to a stop on the last page. Would you like to hear a story, Heathcliff? Long time ago, Josephine told me a little tale. She said there's a deep, ancient river flowing beneath this manor. Every architect said that this was not a good place to build anything, let alone a house. That nothing should ever be built atop this hill. Worthing Heights was built here nonetheless, over the unseen Hypogeian River. Ever since I was a child, I saw the ghost of my late mother wandering the halls of this manor. Nellie, can't you see the ghost? I told you, miss, there's no such thing as ghosts. Why didn't you take your nap like I asked you to? Oh, mistress. Thankfully, I wasn't the only one who was seeing the ghosts. I, Josephine, knew that you would one day return to our side. That river flowing beneath the lands would bring your grace back to the manor. That should my duties at the manor be complete, you would allow me to drink the river's waters. And I've repeatedly seen that vision as I grew up. After Heathcliff left me, after I lost every will to live, Nellie brought me a mirror. Miss, I found an interesting mirror. It shows you some fascinating things. I suppose it is a magic mirror of sorts. I thought you might enjoy such an invention. In that mirror, I saw the infinite variations of Heathcliff and I pulled Heathcliff to the utter abyss of desolation. He grew cold and unhappy, mired in an endless cycle of misfortune. It was as though his fate was already written to be miserable, no matter what he did. He would always meet a wretch's end. Do you see that? I see another ghost. Miss, you're still very ill. Please do not let the chill winds sicken you further. Why does that ghost weep so tragically? And why does she appear so familiar? It's you! I must gaze into the mirror again, Nellie. I wish to find that single strand of possibility where Heathcliff can be happy. So I gazed into that mirror night after night, night after night, until blood began to stream down my cheeks in place of tears. At the end of the ceaseless wailings, I found the Catherines, who tasted the deepest despair. You are... No other Catherine weeps as terribly as you do. Not in any of the worlds I've seen. Because in this world, I am Heathcliff's murderer. We were just like you, desperately searching through every world we peered past the mirror. But in no world are Heathcliff and I together in happiness. Our tale always ends in tragedy. Thus suffering is all that remains. I have nothing to live for alone. I have no reason to go on. Bitch, get a hobby! This is hobbyless behavior. She needs to like start crocheting or something. Girl, stop. Why can't Heathcliff be happy? Why can't any Heathcliff be allowed to even an ounce of happiness? There is but one answer. Classic rich people. That we are the cause of his misery, because Catherine's existence is what brings misfortune to Heathcliff. Every Heathcliff is miserable because of me. Oh wow, and every Heathcliff thinks that Catherine is miserable / dead because of him. If I were no longer to exist in any world, will every Heathcliff in every world find happiness? Yes, he will. So it's not too late. For the sake of every remaining Heathcliff in every world, please invite us to your world beyond, so that we may kill you first. And move on to the next, to kill the next Catherine of a different world again and again. Then, only then, can every Heathcliff reach his own heaven. The heaven where I no longer exist. I felt as though I was freed from a heavy yoke. I felt as though this was precisely what I was meant to do. Because I love every Heathcliff. Because he deserves to be happy. I have done as you ordered. I used some of my connections in the back streets to bankrupt Mr. Hindley. Last I heard, he gambled everything he had away. I used Nellie, who asked her acquaintance to bankrupt my brother. Then I took the ownership of Worthing Heights for him. Don't worry about the results. We've done similar experiments in the past. It'll all work out as long as the laboratory is ready. Certainly, the laboratory will be completed as you've requested. The price is not a matter of concern.
And like I've told you repeatedly, this method will overwrite your identity with that of another, which is to say that your body should be free of consciousness. We've learned from one of our previous experiments that full, complete identities can be summoned only when the body is empty. I installed a massive laboratory in our basement to invite Catherine to our world. Don't we already know this? Like, she's recapping, like, everything. We knew this, right? I acquired the golden bow with Lenton's help, however. To summon a fully intact identity is an incredibly incredibly power-consuming procedure. We're gonna need 1.21 gigawatts of electricity per person. A single golden bow won't be enough to power it. Lucky for you, we've recently procured ourselves a golden bow. This golden bow, once installed on the roof of your manor, will collect all the necessary energy and relay it to the golden bow installed in the laboratory. You're so kind. I don't know if that's true, Catherine. What kind of payment do you ask in return? Not monetary, that's for certain. Instead, allow us to make a dough. That is all I ask. A dough? Yes, a pure, uncontaminated dough. Invite me, please, please. The experiment should be complete soon. Nellie, I no longer fear the ghosts, because all fear stems from an ignorance of its origin. Maybe that's why I was so afraid of talking to Heathcliff, because I could not know, nor could I understand his ever-distant heart. What I had thought to be ghosts were just us from other worlds, suffering in wretched pain, yet wandering the manor still, determined to end my life. Now, after the lightning strikes 7 times upon your coffin, the path to the other world will open, summoning the Catherine you want from the other world here. I am certain that Linton will be happy, because you're doing this for me, whom you love so much. Once this coffin closes, that is it. You won't ever open your eyes again? I know. But this is not the end. I will always be watching over you, wherever you may be. Your word is my command. Everything shall be as you will. Sweet dreams, my love. Oh, a dough of such high purity can become pretty much anything. What I seek lies beyond that dough, however. It's something more primordial, something at the far beginning of all things. But for you, I present a different Heathcliff. Not your Heathcliff, who left you without a word and doesn't even care to return. A Heathcliff who exists for Catherine, and only Catherine. And the river that flows beneath your manor will be of great help to both of us. It may be that your consciousness isn't lost forever, because the deepest river arrests them from moving on. Perhaps you would have a front seat to everything that is to transpire. Heathcliff, who exists just for me. What are you talking about? And why am I watching all this happen? Where am I? Can anyone hear me? Don't you worry. We'll make sure that this summoning ritual is a resounding success. And just in case you forget, remember to hold steadfast. Remember that all of this is for the good of Heathcliff, whom you love so much. The clock turns to revive Heathcliff, who stabbed himself with the golden bow. Catherine. Eventually, Catherine, from a distant world, is slowly pulled from the coffin the other Heathcliff is carrying. The golden bow that impaled Heathcliff began to return to whence it came, back to where Heathcliff first tore it from, like it was meant to be. Yeah, all of this shit, hobbyless behavior. You guys need to crack open a book or something. Every world. Gun him down. Catherine, who Heathcliff desired so desperately to reach. She was walking out of the coffin, her eyes open. Crack her open. Isn't she already dead? No. The 7th lightning is struck. She's being overwritten by a Catherine from a different world. Please don't do this, Catherine. I endured everything for you. Everything at the manor. Everything I suffered out there. All I ever wanted was to see you again. To return to this manor. To meet you. The space surrounding Catherine, who is screaming and wailing, begins to bend and refract as though something has gone wrong. Catherine, why have you changed your mind? Have you forgotten our wish? You have spent countless days and nights watching how Heathcliff suffers, the suffering that we have inflicted upon him. No, it's different. The only person who can tell me this is... Does it not matter to you what happens to every Heathcliff in every world? Are you truly so selfish that you feel detached from its consequences? I am Heathcliff. My greatest miseries in the world have been Heathcliff's miseries, and I have watched and felt each from the beginning. My great thought in living is himself. If all else remained, and he were annihilated, no Catherine should seem a part of that world any longer. Bitch, speak clearly. I can't understand what you're saying. Catherine, you're here somewhere. Where are you? He can't see her. Get wrecked, bozo. The identity. Something's gone wrong with the summoning. It's likely that this Catherine's will is intervening in the summoning. She's refusing the summoning. Do not obstruct me. Summon me. If your love for Heathcliff is true. I did it because I love. Plus 1 million. What is that? Quintillion? 10 quintillion million insanity. Because I'm fucking crazy. Are you gaslighting her? Heathcliff, where are you? I can hear your voice. Oh, please. Alright, let's put this idiot in the ground. Mods completely and totally exterminate this guy. Mods, he stole my hair coupons. You know what to do. This has been a genuinely fun canto. Like, I've really enjoyed this, but I do find, like, there are so many holes. This canto is like fucking Swiss cheese. Like, people's motivations don't make any sense unless you insert insanity into the mix. Like, you have to make the person, like, an idiot or insane to make sense. Heathcliff being dumb, we have precedent for that. That makes a lot of sense. But a lot of the other characters being so willfully ignorant just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me personally. So I struggle a bit with that. Oh, get ready to have your face kicked in. And it's time to unpack too, I think. You kind of wish Catherine was more of a bitch. I mean, she's kind of like vapid. She's like completely empty and not really a compelling character. I don't know. Like I don't get, like, it's one of, I guess that's one of those things. I don't get what Heathcliff sees in her. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It would have worked better if they weren't afraid to make her less of an empty vessel. She just feels like she's not she doesn't feel like a person, right? She doesn't seem like she has a lot of agency. She doesn't really seem like really all together that interesting. Like her wealth and her being like seemingly innocent, and I say seemingly because obviously with what she's fucking cooking in all these other universes, she is anything but innocent. Like she doesn't really track to me as a character like a human that you would meet in real life, right? Like I've never met anybody. I've met some pretty wackadoo people, but I've never met anybody who seemed like they had it within them to end the universe, but also at the same time is so fucking boring. I don't know, like, yeah, that's the best I've got. Is she boring? The whole thing is about gender roles and sexism, racism, which basically doesn't exist in the city. That doesn't make any, yeah, like, I mean, like, I get what you mean, but yeah, like, that What universe are you in? Because that's not this one. This is... They do shit differently here. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. My hair coupons! Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? I suddenly realized that an unfamiliar voice is echoing directly in my head. Is this the sound coming directly through the golden bow? You hear that too, Clockhead? I turn around to look at Heathcliff. He appears exhausted from the prolonged battle, both in body and spirit. He's fine. He's yelling about his hair coupons. The golden bow that once pierced his chest was long removed after my clock turned, but its influence seemed to be lingering for some reason. Catherine, Heathcliff whispers. Listen closer. You literally are gonna railroad me into doing that anyway. What is happening? A frail, desperate voice echoes. The voice shudders so terribly. This is not at all what I wished for. No. I carefully ask the voice a question. So, all of this is... I never want to be Heathcliff who exists for Catherine and only Catherine. I don't think she can hear our voices. All I wanted was for every Heathcliff to be happy. All I wanted was to kill every existence of myself. That's so idiotic. Please, someone, help me. Can anyone hear me? Shout. Shout that we can hear her. I'll hear you! Check passed. The warm light of the golden bow begins emanating from somewhere. Heathcliff, is that you? Yeah, Kathy, I'm back. Sorrow, joy, wrath, obsession. I can feel the storm of emotions raging within Heathcliff. Oh. Yet all is silent. I cannot hear his voice. The same emotions can be felt from Catherine's voice. Bloody hell. Cold slowly takes over the warmth as it grows weaker. I can no longer hear Catherine's voice. I knew that it won't be this easy. But Heathcliff refuses to let disappointment hold him back. Instead, he forges on with determination. The other sinners follow suit, prepared for battle. Beat her ass. May you wake in torment, my dear Catherine. He's so cringe. I'm glad we're here, and I've had a Wild Hunt Heathcliff, and I stopped liking Wild Hunt Heathcliff really early on, like as soon as I got anybody else who was halfway decent. And now here we are, and we have the cringiest dialogue in the universe coming right out of the headless horse man rider. Anyway, shove Levantine up this guy's ass. I need zero encouragement to complete and total annihilate this guy, to pay him back with interest for being cringe as fuck. I love the middle team. The middle team is so based. Oh my god. They're so petty and so petulant and so fun. I don't know. The middle team is like whimsy maxing over here. You knocked the ice cream out of my hand. Like caves in their skull. I'd like to think Ricardo Cliff can only exist because Kathy isn't there to hold him back. It's true, it must have been a universe where Heathcliff survived to the back streets without the help of Worthing Heights rich kid family, and forged his own path and turned into a looks maxer, chin smasher, or sorry, bone smasher. I don't know, the middle team is so based. I struggle. I cannot take Wild Hunt Heathcliff seriously. His dialogue is so fucking cringe. I can't. I really appreciate though that while reading Wild Hunt Heathcliff, like the dialogue automatically came out of me in this like in what Putty called the ghostly Heathcliff voice. Throw yourself off the cliffside of suffering is funny as fuck though. That is true. My head fills with the voice once again. I never should have summoned that Catherine here. I thought Heathcliff would never have to suffer again if every Catherine were to no longer exist. But I clicked too fast and I couldn't read that last one. I can feel her heart hardening. I never should have fled. I should have talked to her instead. Oh, I never should have fled. I should have talked to her instead of running away. Heathcliff was right. Every unspoken word, every unshared discussion only broke their hearts further apart from each other until their words began to run parallel, never to converge. You guys, just talk to each other. If only I could go back. Is there truly no way out of this trap that woman set for us? Okay, there's no need to be misogynistic, Heathcliff. Kathy, Just as Heathcliff began to speak, a shrill cry tears through our heads. Catherine, do not obstruct me now! We promised, didn't we? We promised to kill all of us, so that Heathcliff may find happiness. That cutting voice is tinged with an odd warmth, like a different voice. No, maybe I can't tell who's fucking speaking here, so I'm like guessing as we go. Maybe the two Catherines are vying for control. One of her colossal hands is twitching and stumbling. Maybe this is our chance to neutralize that hand. We've got quite a few people with a high envy advantage. Isn't she also British? Man, she's British, but like, I can't. This can't be. Good. We caught her off guard and neutralized the hands. I instinctively knew that we were so close. I can do the knuckle dragger Brit voice, but I can't do, like, I know my accents are not good. My voices are not good. I just really enjoy doing the Heathcliff voice at this point. She's doing an AoE now. Every Catherine must die. All of these are unopposed. So do none of these... we cannot clash with this? Unclashable. If all hands HP are 1, deal 0 damage. Oh, well, yeah, all hands are gone. They're cooked, so... Beat her ass. Oh, she can't die. Her shield's gone, but she can't die. Beat her. I was gonna beat her off. Bet.
Please, Catherine, appear before me and tear me asunder. Let me see your eyes as I expire. Jesus Christ. Stop simping so hard. Oh, he's so cooked. Deal damage equal to 100% of the target's max HP. That's rude. Damn it. This is... Kathy's coffin. It's so cold and dark inside. You remain trapped here all along, just for my happiness. You who hated the dark so much. Burst forth from the coffin. Do it. Do it for your hair coupons. If only I wanted to hear your words to the end. If only I didn't run away. If only I approached you to talk to you first. What a witless mess I am.
Welcome to the party. You you finally get it.
But so you've broken free from the coffin, Heathcliff. Pointless. It's all pointless. You should have remained in there, suffocating in the worst regret of your life. Shut your trap. I won't run anymore. Not here at the end of all things. I know it's too late, but I will take this chance before even this passes forever. Even if this chance won't lead me to my happiness. Even if this path won't end with your happiness. Because I know for certain that as long as our words are left unsaid,
Our words are left unsaid.
no one will ever be happy. Oh, see, you're right to wish for your happiness without even talking to you first. Out of fear, I should have never done that. I was wrong. I think I heard Kathy's voice.
Alright, is Heathcliff dead? Or no, he's popped back out with 1 hit point and all attacks are currently facing Heathcliff. Time to just just dominate the hell out of him. Kill his ass. 44. Complete and total extermination. Oh buddy, your name is so hard in the book. 363 damage.
장구를 펼칠 것도 없겠고.
Yeah, I see the audio in the background synced. The voice lines in the song are synced with the audio or the text in the background.
No repose shall wait us.
Faust, if things don't get any better, what will happen to them? Earlking Heathcliff, once he kills Heathcliff of this world for good, will leap over to other worlds to slay other versions of Heathcliff. If Catherine's summoning succeeds, she will become another Catherine, who leaps between every world, creating more Catherines like herself. To what end? To an end where there's nothing but the silence and the lamentation of both Heathcliff and Catherine. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? There's a sound coming from my device. He's getting a beep. He's getting a page. Somebody from the home office is paging him. Catherine, Dante. Catherine, I see that you write a diary of your own. I wouldn't call it a diary. It's not like I recorded what happens every day in there. That counts as a diary still. It's a record of your life. Then I suppose it is. Catherine? Just before the break of dawn, during the quietest hours of the day, I would write in my diary. Especially on days when I suffered from fevers, I could not bear to keep going without vomiting every fault of mine onto a piece of paper. I was always honest with my diary. But it seems that I could never be honest anywhere else. While I hid my true feelings from the ones I loved, while refusing to communicate myself, I became angry at those who couldn't understand me. It's classic. Classic. Heathcliff shall never know. He will never know how much I... No, I'll have to know. Heathcliff? How did you...
I needed a lot of courage to get here, Catherine. It's all so easy for you to topple me, for you to ground me up until I'm nothing. I was so happy whenever you came to visit me. A single glance from you in my direction could brighten my entire day. You were almost like a calamity. And I have always loved that very calamity that swept over me like a tempest, Catherine.
Thank you for having the courage. Finally, our hearts are no longer broken apart. Dante, may I borrow your diary for a moment? The golden bow has far more impressive powers than any of us could have ever imagined. What powers? It has been bringing our own wishes to reality, has it not? So, the key to my Heathcliff's happiness is in your diary. So I looked down at the screen of the device I carried, something I used to think was nothing but a tool for recording things. Golden bow synchronized. Don't touch start. Clear all Kathy. Well, game's finished. We did it. I can't touch start. It says don't. It says not to. This pissed me off. Clear all Kathy. Sure. Clearing all Kathy. Thank you so much for being the first one to talk, Heathcliff. I don't love every Heathcliff in every world. I love you, as you are now. The screen shakes, hurting my eyes. Stop it, please. Would you guys just touch tips already? For God's sakes. In every world of possibilities that may or may not have been, every Catherine and Heathcliff of all worlds call out to each other, feeling the echoes of their partners. They struggle for the one last unseen embrace.
Where are you, Kathy? I wish to have you in my embrace again. I have felt your presence all along. I knew for certain that you have been haunting me. You lie not beneath the cold earth. You are beside me, are you not?
Heathcliff, why do you refuse to embrace me?
I have not broken your heart. You have broken it, and in breaking it, you have broken mine.
Come to me, Heathcliff. Whisk me away and embrace me in your heart. The dusk here is too cold. My body is turning to ice. Only by your warmth shall the frost thaw. Millions of worlds made real by Catherine and Heathcliff. Being speeding by before us. Begin speeding. Can't fucking read. Every possibility of Heathcliff and Catherine most end in a tragedy full of suffering and lamentation, but among the infinity, I catch a glimpse of tranquility. Outside the manor, there are 2 gravestones marking Heathcliff and Catherine's final resting places, and in the desolate, forlorn moorlands of Worthing Heights are 2 youths who each resemble Heathcliff and Catherine. They gaze deeply into each other's eyes, their mouths drawn into the sweetest, happiest smiles, their hearts connected despite everything.
They were. I see. I let my conviction blind myself to the other possibilities.
Earlking Heathcliff's last words are hollow and bittersweet. Its echoes scatter into nothingness. Catherine begins to disappear from every world, as though she was never there. And when every Catherine eventually disappeared, millions of changing possibilities appeared before us. Mr. Earnshaw brings Heathcliff from the back streets. Hindley's scorn and hatred for Heathcliff remained the same, but without Catherine, Heathcliff had no reason to endure the suffering in Worthing Heights, so he quickly moves on from Worthing Heights. Each Heathcliff lives a different life, meets all kinds of different people, and lives on without Catherine. Our Heathcliff watched as the worlds transformed, each Heathcliff living a life on his own, and Catherine's existence slowly fading away from him. I would have understood if Heathcliff were to curse me with weeping, cruel words. I would have understood if he were to grab and shake me by the collar. To erase someone's entire existence is an unimaginably terrible thing. But Heathcliff was watching all of this in silence, as if he wished to carve each and every single one of them into his memory. And finally, there isn't anything left. Nellie,
Are you taking the golden bow? Nellie stood atop the railing of the rooftop and gazed down at us. Most sinners had fallen or were unconscious. In her hands she held the golden bow that appeared to have been pried from the rooftop. But Heathcliff, you are a good, kind-hearted boy, aren't you? I'm certain you understand. I suppose I'll bring this to the one who first showed me the mirror shard. You know it's futile. You and your friends have fought battle after battle, pushed yourselves past the brink of exhaustion. How will you stop a chief butler who has waited for this precise moment? They can turn the clock, but I will no longer be here once the hands turn once. Sure, I can't stop you now, but I'll get it back. The golden bow, my Catherine. Catherine, who are you talking about? I can't say I understand what you're talking about, Heathcliff. Oh no, that name no longer means anything to you or anyone else. Nothing but an ink stain remains where she once stood, but she's never been clearer to me. So clear that it can never be erased. Well, if you're that desperate, then I hope your wish shall come true one day. It is said that the golden bow can make any wish, any heart come true.
Rip bozo. It's true. Yeah, it's true. I understand why that pissed you off, Putty, because she literally just did the exact same thing. She just did it in a different way, and it's stupid again. It's stupid again. If you could wish for anything rather than wishing for non-existence, why wouldn't you just wish for the courage to tell the truth? Why wouldn't you wish for a single moment of clarity at the right time for each and every single Catherine to express their true, honest feelings to Heathcliff, which would completely shatter his defenses and, like, make him feel as though he's truly loved and cared for in the same way that he loves and cares for her. Bam, problem solved. And my ending is significantly better. No Catherine? I don't know, I don't know. That's a really stupid ending. Sorry. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It is a really dumb use of a wish, which I know that this is just like a thought experiment, something fun I like to do, and I'm sure that everybody else has probably done the same thing. But sometimes I think about, like, what would I do with a wish, right? And that is a really stupid thing to wish for. Like, just wait and you'll die. and then that's it. But, like, erasing yourself from existence. This is the fourth ending, the director's cut ending of The Butterfly Effect, which was the worst fucking ending. Is just to delete yourself from existence. I'd wish for more wishes, checkmate. You'd immediately breaks the universe. Necro gets access to cosmic power, immediately breaks the universe. All that remained on the rooftop was a burnt golden bow inside the coffin. The gold bow is burnt white. It appears that someone has made off with the other. Nellie took the other one. The one that's intact. She must have taken it to her Herman. Golden bow stolen. This isn't a failure. We'll get it back. Even if our arts may be hey, you're clean again, Heathcliff. What happened to all your blood and bruises and stuff? Did we roll back time? If I'll give it my all, we'll be connected once more. As they said, even in a world where Catherine and I were both dead. Is Catherine the name of the person in this coffin? I'm sorry, everything feels so foggy. The coffin and the person that lies within will be taken back to the headquarters by the after team. I wanted to ask him if he was okay, but I already knew the answer. So many things have gone wrong. No, I'm still not okay. Heathcliff's one and only goal was gone, but Heathcliff was no longer trapped in a living dream. Perhaps that is precisely why he could open the door to see a new, wider world. Not a single color remained in the silent Worthing Heights once the tempest passed. All monochromatic, save for patches of color. Those flowers are called heath. The loneliest flowers that take root and bloom in the wild mornings. But there are also flowers that survive, no matter what devastating temperature comes their way. They endure it all and wait. Wait for what? I don't know. The time, I suppose. That is when Heathcliff finally told us the name of the flowers. We did it. Canto 6 is cooked. Not bad. Not bad. I do think that the ending really just kind of like... It's not a gut punch or anything. I'm just like, why would you... That? Why would you do that? Of all things. Why is that your wish? It's a dumb wish. I do appreciate the little tidbit that she didn't get erased from Heathcliff's memories. So Heathcliff still remembers who she was, but complete and total extermination of Catherine from all timelines. No use found for Catherine. Whoa, go after it, go! Oh, it took off. Where the bloody hell are you looking at? Well, maybe you should have told me that first. Another day, another distortion hunting in the streets of T-Corp, as per LCD's orders. Looks like it didn't take too long for Heathcliff to be his usual energetic self once again. Oh, I told you to send him this way. I'll smash your head in once this is over. Maybe he's gotten too passionate. Long time no... Wait, why are you... How do you still have color? Because the light is yet to reach me. Because a star is an unfathomable distance away. Do you like flowers too, Dante? I think I've come to like them. Imagine that there was a single rose you've taken care of for a long time. Your room was always brimming from the sweet aroma of that flower, but one day, you leave the rose behind to go on a long, long journey. In your journey, you come across a large garden, and there, you see thousands of the very same rose you once cared for. That sight brings you to tears, and you drop to your knees. Why do you suppose that is? Demian, he's appeared before me in the past. He would always leave me with these cryptic riddles, but I'm starting to understand what his riddles are supposed to represent. Because I've finally come to understand that the one I truly loved was the rose I'd left behind. Correct. Even though there are thousands of roses in the world, there is but one rose that is mine. You've watered it diligently, cared for it, even as its thorns pricked your fingers, so that your care makes its aroma bloom. I suppose that's how it was for Heathcliff and Catherine as well. Knowing that there are infinite Catherines and Heathcliffs in countless worlds, they wished not for the happiness of infinite Catherines and Heathcliffs, but for the happiness of each other. Because of them, each other was the only one that truly mattered. Bro paid his taxes, so he gets color. That's not fair. He's a star. He's got unlimited taxes. I mean, unlimited money, right? Because at the core, actually, no, that only happens when stars explode, right? Because at the core, it's all iron. And iron is like the heaviest metal that a star can fuse, right? And then a star can do fusion up until a point, and then once it gets to iron, it's too heavy and it can't fuse iron further. And then whenever it explodes, that's where you get the heavier metals. Unlimited money, but unlimited taxes. The rich are oppressed. But it would take most people a long, long time to understand that, because most people also don't have intrinsic knowledge of the mirror worlds and how they work. Do you understand? Once I learned to properly love my very own flower, I no longer need to protect the thousands of other roses in the world. People of this star care for thousands of rose blossoms in their own gardens, but still fail to find what they really desire. But what of the other flowers that have already bloomed? What happens to them? Demian smiled at my question. You will find the answer to that question yourself, when you can draw me a sheep. With that, Demian disappeared. I hear the faint cry of a distant lamb. We did it. Demian spoken to. Identity max level expanded. Nailed it. I am thinking about the extract. I think I've already gotten the title Walpurgis characters. I don't think I didn't get Solemn Lament Yi Sang. You know what? We're gonna roll, because I want that Solemn Lament Yi Sang. I never got it, so we're gonna roll for it. Did I not? I didn't get it, right? Oh, that's a new one. I love Mi Hong Lu. W Corp L2 cleanup agent. I'm fairly certain I don't have that ego. Crow's Eye View. Zane. Which ego? The Solemn Lament one. I don't think I have it. Don't ask for my name. Bina isn't the name of a person. It's a sad name for the place where one finds many graves. I'm simply the one who draws the water. Why have you come here? And what do you wish for me to draw? Is that an announcer? I don't know what this tape deck is. I think that's my first one. I don't know where to turn it on. Where are the announcers? Is that under Sinners? I'd turn Bina on if she's anything like most of the announcers. She'd annoy me within 3-hour monologue at the end of a fight. Yeah, but where is she? Where is it? I don't know. That's not an inventory. The top left. Here? Okay, cool. Cancel. Okay, so Mama Otis. Let's level up some people. I spent almost all of my tickets getting people up to snuff. So we'll see how many tickets we have to spend. I think we can do like... Yeah, that looks good. We can probably do like 7 and 17. That looks good. We should be able to get all of our team up to level 50. My pacing is pretty much perfect. We're basically on par with what I was kind of hoping for. I just wanted to be able to make sure that my team is always max level. And by doing the dailies every day, that just makes sure that I never run out of XP tickets. I remember I took Putty's experience as like a cautionary tale. Because I remember Putty mentioning multiple times that she just never had enough XP tickets, so I didn't use any until I had an ID that I was sure I was going to keep on my team for a really long time. There we go. I think that's everybody. Yeah, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Perfect. And we get the third Walpurgis Night. This is just a mini. We don't. There's a fight there, but I think the minis are just like a single thingy. Who are we missing? Oh, we're only allowed to take in 5. Okay. I was like, wait a second. What's happening? Whoa, how are these green lights still green? Another unexpected alarm, but we all react with measured astonishment, as we'd all grown rather used to the randomness of it all. It is unlikely that this has completely evaded the influence of T-Corp's singularity. However, it can be said that this partial retention of color can be attributed to the fact that Walpurgis Night is a transitory moment in which numerous possibilities coincide. Makes sense. Faust nonchalantly walking up to the driver's seat and shutting off the alarm. Lo, 'tis returned, this whatever night. Don Quixote and her eyes that begin twinkling at the smallest bit of diversion after another long period of idle standby. It's all just become a part of the routine. Even mysterious things like these Walpurgis nights. Oh, an additional volatility, aside from the Walpurgis night, has been detected. An additional volatility? Indeed, the entrance to a new mirror dungeon is open. Oh yeah, but... Heathcliff mutters quietly as he rises from his seat. I thought it was about time a new one popped up. It happens every time we go through the bloody ringer. Didn't expect it to appear with the green flashes, though. Heathcliff lightly struck the end of his club against the floor in visible anticipation. The word that was once engraved on the club had changed. He's not doing revenge anymore. He's a rememberer. He's membering. Do you actually want me to guess who's next? Merceau. I have no idea who's next. I didn't have to ask to know what he meant by that new word, so I decided to not bring it up to anyone else. Only Heathcliff and I retained that memory after all. Thought I was going mad from tedium. Come on, let's go bash some swords. Oh, nice. I like seeing some initiative from the sinners, Miss Faust. Indeed, let us move without delay. Dante, bring us to the corridor past the back door. Got it. Trying my best to shake this odd, uncomfortable feeling that Heathcliff's newfound enthusiasm didn't come off as entirely optimistic, I led the sinners to the back door. Two types of doors at once, huh? The new sets of doors, just as Faust had predicted. One set of doors was, as I expected, two metal doors resonant with the sound of within gusts, a new mirror dungeon. And the other set of doors was... Are these papers? It's all sparkly. It was an unfamiliar door, radiating with an odd gleam of light. Technically, we did see the weird radio frequency-like squiggly lines around the door before, but everything else was new. I guess this one doesn't connect to the Lobotomy Corporation like the last one did? Weird. I think I'm hearing... Is that jazz? It's the library! Oi, is this even a door? It's more like a window than a door, isn't it? Right, this new entrance definitely resembled a large window rather than a door. The window was blurry, and all I could see past it were some globs of shapes moving about. There appeared to be several shambling entities past the entrance. Faust seemed to have realized something, but she didn't tell us what that was. Instead, she merely looked in my direction without saying a word. I'm starting to get what she means by that look. Guess I'll have to get in there to see what this is all about, right, Faust? You are experiencing regular growth in capabilities. Faust considers this to be a positive development. Yeah. A field of green and a wall of tall, great trees appeared before us as we entered the door, but at this point, it'll take a bit more than this to surprise us. Oh, so nice to have our colors back for once, huh? Quiet, there's an abnormality. So these things are what we saw past the window earlier? We are yet to be discovered. I recommend that we prepare for Combat Manager. I didn't even need to tell the sinners what they were. It was pretty clear from the get-go that we'd be fighting an abnormality. The sinners all stood ready to charge into battle at my command. But it's a bit different this time. So Faust, I'm starting to get the hang of this Walpurgis night thing, and please do continue. I think there's something different about these abnormalities. Can you explain why? Considering the nature of abnormalities, every encounter with an abnormality would be equivalent to an encounter with a summoned entity. Nevertheless, there exists a certain degree of difference when we encounter them in a refraction railway or a mirror dungeon. That is to say, we enter a site, once known as the library, a building that inexplicably appeared above the former L-Corp headquarters, and this exact location is said to be a space that exists within a book in which the abnormality resides. The library. Where have I heard that term before? Some sinners talked about it, that's for sure. Quiet. Yet this space is fairly distinct from the containment units we had witnessed before at one of the branches. It appears as though an ideal habitat has been established precisely for that abnormality's residence, a rather striking difference from the very limited space and unaccommodating environment provided by the containment units. Yes, you may compare this place to a terrarium. An abnormality inhabiting this place has transformed its environs to a form as suitable for its dwelling. Here are some comparisons that make it easier for one to comprehend. A fish would fill this space with water, and a worm would fill it with soil. Gotcha, so as long as the abnormality exists within this book, it can deck out this place with whatever fits its fancy, huh? It would be more accurate to say that an abnormality, once outside the confines of the quill pot. Ooh, I'm sleepy. God damn. Once outside the confines of the quill pot, the turrets can rebuild its environment to fit its needs. Whoa, that's kind of like free housing, huh? You can tell Rodian has struggled financially. Being able to turn any place into your home? That's pretty pog. That's when Don Quixote was standing rather far from the group, who was made aware of these revelations only after Massot had relayed them to her. Book! Our journey hath brought us inside a book, you saith. The library of legend that vanished like a mirage, for truth. Suddenly blew up with explosive enthusiasm once again. I will add a preamble in the future to prevent such outbursts. We've been detected, Executive Manager. Yeah, let's get this over with first. It's the fairies. I love the music. We're so back. Good God. Bina is just talking a whole bunch. You have grown quite adept at wielding it in so short a time. God damn. She literally has something to say constantly, doesn't she? They are reacting to the Quillpoth, the turrets. A just vengeance. Man, I do not like the screen effects that are popping off right now. The flashing red is kind of hurting my eyes. Stamp of Vengeance, and she's gonna be unpacking again. Well, that was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
이 정도면 지켜볼 가치가 있겠지.
That was way harder than I That was way harder than I expected. Faust explains that we find ourselves in the library's past. We are participating in a certain repeated battle within the library. Its purpose was to attain something called the realization of the floor of history. Yeah, sorry, I don't understand most of what you just said. Floor of history, huh? Are there other floors too? That appears to be the case, yes. It can be extrapolated from the collected intelligence that the library is, like some normal libraries, composed of several floors divided by subjects such as literature or religion. Doesn't sound too different from your average library, but I doubt it's that straightforward. Anything more you can tell us about the library, Faust? Something more detailed? Faust's voice carries an air of troubled uncertainty, and I'm starting to realize why. So you don't know about that just yet, right? I see that you have intuited a certain degree of truth, Dante. I don't suppose there is any more reason for me to remain evasive regarding this particular subject. Faust lets out a barely noticeable but clearly shocked gasp before regaining her usual calm demeanor. Yes, I am yet to become a Faust who has access to that information. Yet to become. As your journey continues, I may also gradually gain recognition and access to further knowledge. One thing is certain, however, Faust regards this consistent, continuous improvement to be a positive development, Dante. I see. The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge, huh? Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for, but who knows? Maybe we'll find ourselves at the library one day. With that, I return to the sinners, wondering about the scattered pages of the abnormality. Okay, next is the time-killing time. A scandal in time. Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flips through the newspaper in her hands while peppering in a few insightful chuckles. Unfortunately, I now know exactly what this means, and that she will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Okay, Don Quixote, fine. What is it? Hoo-ha! Manager Esquire, dost thou know that the city's upstart companies, such as one Limbus Company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Hie thee hither, read thy newspaper, Manager Esquire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Merceau and I, Don Quixote, do ere every mortal. But just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's talking about Merceau and one of his morning routines. You know, the one with the newspapers. Aha, the newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on a chair, folds one leg over the other at an exact 90-degree, figure-4 leg lock position, and peruses the morning newspaper? That. I guess it left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back to her usual self in a week or so. Hearken unto me! Art thou paying attention? Yep, totally. So what's new? What, did an article mention us or something? Oh, how didst thou know? Wait, really? Forsooth, feast thy eyes on page 3, though 'tis quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Huh, page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Don Quixote and Rhodia, the two sinners, guaranteed to draw full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. Ahem, ahem, a dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking! The perpetrators to this mysterious case has yet been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else does it say? With small assistance from some wandering bystanders who happen to be lost in the area, and with the most admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene? Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders? They're treating us like we're barely there. They didn't even mention our company name? Oh, come on, those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media.
Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, mayhaps.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. I doubt anyone will pay us much attention, Don Quixote. Better not set yourself for disappointment, and we were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chattering about the article when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, are you Limbus Company employees by any chance? You fellows are... I'm sure you're already aware of the reason of our visit.
Oh, I welcome thee. Here, long and hard have I awaited thy arrival. Now, from whence shall we begin?
Well, she's actually here to interview us? No way, Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind at nothing. I was not told that any interviewer would be taking place. My, where'd Verge go at a time like this? Now, where'd I put that leftover hair gel from Heath's makeover?
Thou may commence.
Alright then.
Verily, I shan't rightly take all the credit for what we have accomplished there.
Will you be making your tax payment in installments?
Huh?
Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. We are tax collectors from T-Corp's Time Collections Agency, currently on a mission to collect your overdue time tax. Those ilks are never bringers of good tidings indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We're already paid our time tax in full when we went through the T-Corp Nest immigration process, Virgilius said. A few days ago aboard Mephistopheles. Are you sure we don't need to pick up a timepiece for each of us to carry? You probably know this already, but in T-Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece. Yes, I know the rules. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T-Corp can pay the appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations, instead of going out of their way to abide by T-Corp's rules. As you may have expected, anyone born outside District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece, so we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T-Corp's borders. Impressive. It can't have been cheap.
Ah, yet. I wished to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does.
Haven't I already made it clear that it's not a fashion item? As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It's a given that they would be taking care of such expenses. We're finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? Yeah, there must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short on the amount we had to pay. It hasn't even been 30 days since we arrived here, though.
Well, I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to around an error. Easy peasy.
Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Hong Lu with his chin. If it'll help pay for the time tax, then sure. Maybe. I didn't pack much when I left, though. Well, let's hear the damage. How much time tax do we owe you? Currently, you are 10 billion, 40 million on behind the time tax payments. What? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard a 10, a 40, and the rest just kind of flew right over my head. For that much money, oh, we might have to make a brief stop at my place first. What other options do we have if we don't, if we can't pay the tax? Can't pay the tax is not an option. Your only options are the following. Make your payment with time or money, with interest, of course. What the hell does making payments with time even mean? Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant, though. Yi Sang, Heathcliff, know anything about this? I have not once failed to make my payments during my residency at this nest. Thus, I know not what transpires on an occasion in which one fails to pay the time tax.
I've never been involved in messy business like taxes at a manor either, and in my backstreets days, boss dealt with complicated shit like that for the rest of us. I did see a few poor sods getting dragged away because they failed to cough it up, though.
Well then, with their not-so-helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander towards Faust, who I hoped would know something more about this than the two of them, and that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stood between us and the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculations in T Corp are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would I be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make your fair payments? Beat her ass. I have no qualms in beating a tax collector who's trying to extort us. Wait, we don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be quite unwise. Cry and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things when you've got 10 billion on in your pockets. I won't recognize your opinion as anything worth otherwise. No? Then shut up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. Get him, Otis. How exciting. A 10 billion on death. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. Are we gonna beat her ass? Oh, I forgot to bring him Rousseau.
격리실에서 나왔구나. 가둬놓기엔 너무 좁았던 걸까? 거긴 킬존이다.
I like the music here. It's there's a Chrono Trigger album that I have that I really like. That's like the Chrono Trigger songs, but done as like smooth brunch jazz. It's called The Brink of Time. Hang on a second. I'm trying to pull up the like thing. Hata Horoshi. Chrono Trigger arranged version, The Brink of Time. It's this reminds me of that. It's a delightful little arrangement, and I enjoy it. They get silly with it. I can make this my lobby music. I might. I mean, it's ridiculous that they would try to, like, fight us rather than talk it out. I mean, we supposedly paid the tax, right? So, like, I mean, I'm sure that there's a reasoning for it. I'm sure there's something that's going to make sense. But honestly, like, I don't I don't get why they would behave this way. It seems silly.
이 정도면 지켜볼 가치가 있겠지.
At T-Corp, staff in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Is this one their ringleader? He may be one of a higher rank, but he is but an employee of T-Corp all the same, which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to a direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corp. Lay down your weapons, now. Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp, and we will use force to... I like that. Oh, thrilling. Ah, this is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't things much better between us and the guide, bud? But only a few days ago? Feels like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, Kay. They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion on. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. You really like saying that, don't you? Jeez. Yeah, the point is, there's no way we owe them that much money. We're kind, law-abiding citizens who aren't brimming with a sense of justice. Hear, hear. Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinners chattered on like they were a part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion on in taxes does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of the street, no less. Virgilius let out a deep sigh before turning toward the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident has led to bloodshed. However, 10 billion on in time tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 billion on worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of the street. I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you had provided us with some context as to how this number came to be, instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such an absurd amount of time tax levied upon your group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collections office in the relevant jurisdiction area for now to discuss possible solutions? Yeah, Virgilius is the voice of reason, and that's the like immediately what I thought, like coming up to me on the street and being like, actually, you owe me 10 billion monies. Pay up now for taxes. What? The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago, a large-scale, unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at Worthing Heights Manor, which shot up several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. A temporal leakage phenomenon? It refers to a deceleration in the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field. It moved all over the manor for a good while too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. What the bloody hell is she blathering about? It's when we slowed time, or we sped up our time. In a bubble. A deceleration in the flow of time within a certain... she must be referring to the moment in which Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of that man in the manor. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It is most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. No, considering the odd sensation we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most likely probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante, as we left behind the manor? Merceau, is there aught wrong with thy daily routine? We had just returned to Mephistopheles after the incident at Worthing Heights Manor. Most sinners were keeping to themselves. Given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff, however, Don Quixote's ever-cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. I have identified an anomaly. We should have been issued the morning's newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spent at the manor. Perchance 'twas an innocent mistake. As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours, and evening papers have always been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule. And now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be. This must be the early hours of the morrow, is it not? I may have an idea as to how this inconsistency came to be. Right, the TT4 protocol. What's that? Temporal Velocity Synchronization Device or something like that. I've seen an advert for it once. A luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equal leisurely hours together or some shite like that. Oh, 'tis quite unlike thee, Sir Heathcliff, to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain it in plainer language? It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol influence. Aha, forsooth! I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Then, with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world outside. That is a coherent explanation as to why the evening newspaper instead of the morning newspaper was issued. Good. Now that your curiosity is sated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job? The LCA has sent a new request to track down a distortion. As for more detailed information, So activating my ability within the TT4 protocol caused... yes, indeed. It was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From an outsider's point of view, it would have appeared as though more time than what was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale like I said earlier. You affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over that manor. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented.
Right, they used to activate it only on special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was so bloody pricey.
So, the time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied by the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by that temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it all adds up to this insane number. It's like we knew something like this would happen. It ain't like this. It's ain't. It is ain't. Like we knew. Quality control! Give me free lunacy! You're damaging my brain. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. It is. My brain is gonna explode. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. This is use it as double verbing where it is not. It is it's ain't. Well, anyway, you have 2 payment options to settle the time tax debt.
Oi, options? What options? It ain't like bags of 10 billion on grow from a tree, in it.
Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yeah, about that. What's that supposed to mean anyway, paying with time? It means... Oh, the employee who was about to answer your questions with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Understood. I just got a call that they're ready to hold an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus Company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. Ah, no need to tick-tock and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. I will be joining them to discuss the possible solutions to this incident. So please keep the sinners under control. Except you, Miss Frost. You're with me. Understood. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshu will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Oh ho ho! Well, off they go, I guess. Didn't even give us a chance to ask them more questions. They're just leaving us here like this? But isn't this whole mess basically about what'll happen to us? So this isn't anything serious, but what's Merceau doing on the gallows? What? Merceau, what are you doing up there? I was told to stand here, so I have done so. Who told you to do that? I did. Just trying to be helpful with you and your friends. Little time tax problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting. Whoa, a clock with legs? How fascinating. If someone were to submit you for a consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. You remind me of the time when some hapless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass, that had a rather tragic and critical design flaw. You could tell the time, or find your path, but never both at once. Tell directions, or tell time. It was only one thing or the other, leaving you lost in time and stranded in the streets. That was no good. Not at all. That's no better than a clock taped to a compass at the end of the day, isn't it? Oh, right. TT5-2 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within this office space. So don't you forget, anyone not synced with the daily standard time might find this a little disorienting, so keep that in mind as well. What? Now, that's the look of someone who has never once heard of the TT5-2 protocol, eh? TT5-2 protocol, as its name suggests, is an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem present in the TT4 protocol. It's doing test runs in only a few select T-Corp offices, so if you do ever feel the urge to leave your impressions of the new shiny thing, feel free to jot down a few words on that bulletin. Wait a minute, who wrote that 3-star review? The man, whom we presume to be a T-Corp staff, seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyway. Anyways, if you're ready, let's get cracking. I'm ready. Wait, I don't know if it's really a good idea to be ready for something that looks like The rope extending from the intimidating machine tightened around Merceau's throat. Is this what it means to pay our time tax with time? Getting hanged from the gallows? Please call it by its precise and given name, temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks that time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub and hullabaloo about its excessively long name, which was approximately 58 words or letters. Then someone asked him what'll happen to Merceau. Is that thing going to kill Merceau? Kill him? Nonsense. She's a very gentle machine. That's simply preposterous. However, a however spoken in such manner often portends that events of even greater ill fortune shall befall us. I'm not so sure as to what might happen. Actually, I suppose it'll suck 10 billion ons worth of time out of your friend. Stop being obtuse. What is that even supposed to mean? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? What? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's particularly generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. How generous, Even when worst comes to worst, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy a minimum of 4-hour days. According to the T-Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. Survive being the key word here. My. Sucking 10 billion and 40 million ons worth of time from your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely ever happens. Wait, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? Of course. 10 billion on of taxes. A historically unprecedented amount of debt. So I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in a lottery and you still wouldn't even come close to making 10 billion on, and that's before taxes. I'd say you all belong in a museum of history if I'm being honest. Besides, I haven't seen anyone with more than 150 hours in time tax debt willingly step up to the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and digs themselves into an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in a 10 billion on time tax hole just to walk up there like that. What is wrong with this guy? Awaken, Merceau, prithee surrender not to such machinery. Thou art unharmed? I am all right. Why don't you get down from the gallows now, Merceau? Virgilius and Faust, who returned just as the incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. Makes sense. Merceau's such an earnest young man. It's 11 a.m. My voice is like fucking shot. I'm cooked. I wanna do more. I wanna keep going, but like, genuinely, I'm at my limit for what my voice can handle right now. We're gonna have to continue on Thursday. I'll try to hop on a little bit earlier on Thursday so that we can do the pre-patch stream, and then maybe I'll do something to try to rest my voice. I've got D&D tomorrow, and then D&D is also on Friday this week, so this is going to be a light stream week, but I'm glad to be able to hop on and play, and I'm glad we finished Canto 6. That was cool. I enjoyed Canto 6 for sure. I'm interested to know, like, I'm on Canto 6. There are 9 cantos right now. Like, when it's done, I just have to fucking wait, and I hate that. So how long does it usually take for them to release a canto? Is it like 1 canto every year or 1 canto every 6 months or something? Anyway, I'll figure it out, or I'll ping somebody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Sorry the streams are slightly shorter than usual. It's just like doing all of that goofy goober voice nonsense for the Brit characters has left me scarred. Canto 10 comes out in like a month. Okay, cool. Then I'll probably, I mean, I don't think I'm going to hit Canto 9 in a month. I think it's going to take me longer. And that's mostly because of the pace. My pacing is incredibly slow, but I'm completely fine with that. I'm fine with taking my sweet pimp time. But I'm a little bit worried about like hitting a brick wall and then not being able to continue playing the game. But that's something we will, as a bridge we will cross when we get there. For now, I'm gonna hop off my partner and I have Dorohedoro today, so I'm gonna go watch some Dorohedoro and hang out, and then rest my voice. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sweetest of dreams to y'all, and I'll probably be on later. I don't have a ton of work. I'll probably be in the Discord chat, so if you want to hang out, play some games, I'll see you all later. Exclamation Discord. Bye.